Hello, everybody. Your host, Nick, here with another episode of the Walks in a Bar podcast coming at you. Today's episode, the first of what I hope is many specialty episodes that I call STCs. They're small-town celebrities. Small-town celebrities. What is a small-town celebrity? A small-town celebrity is someone worth admiring and following. You know, all the celebrities that are known nationally in the world, we often go to them for their opinions and their influences. And these people, most of us, they're people we're never going to meet. We're never going to actually know who they are, how the butter gets churned. But every day in your existence, in your small town, in your circle of influence, you're meeting people that are making a difference. That these people are small town celebrities. Anyone who knew my dad, Jerry Rasmussen, owner of the Brat Stop, he fit this description to a T. People knew who he was. People wanted to shake his hand. People wanted to say hi. The thing I heard most in my life from strangers was, "I know your dad." And you know what I'd tell them? So do I. And it's people like this, these small-town celebrities that do a lot for their community, doing a lot with your life. I think that these people should be celebrated. I think that life is hard. You know, it's easy to get sidetracked and bored by things and depressed and not follow through with things that make you happy, that goals, dreams, ambitions. You know, it's easy to lose sight of the positive that's out there. And some people are out there living their best lives, and they should be looked at as examples in your local communities, people that are worth celebrating. And today's guest, Elisa Rocha, small-town celebrity. If you're from the Kenosha area, you might even know her. But she graced me with her presence on the podcast. We talked everything from the Brat Stop Halloween contest competition, because she, I tell you, is a Halloween superfan and costume contest competitor extraordinaire. If you are only listening to the podcast through whichever medium that is that you choose, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Pandora, iHeartRadio, we are also available on the YouTube. And if you look for this episode on the YouTube, I would suggest you do that. Putting all of Elisa's costume photos up there, they're really something to see. I can't tell you enough how the joy and passion that this woman brings to a Halloween costume contest. We also talk, travel. We talk the real estate agency business. It's just a good, all-around bar conversation. And that's what you get here at the Walks in a Bar podcast. So without further ado, let's get to the episode. And again, thanks everyone for listening. Subscribe, follow, write a review. And if you're feeling generous, support the podcast. Thanks, everybody. Cheers. Okay, so I started recording, just so you know. Okay. So you asked what's going on the stage.
Yeah.
Brand new stage lights.
Nice.
You like shows and stuff, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You were going to hook me up with Saliva?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the band that you're friends with them, or?
Yeah, they were going to be playing in the area, I think, in the fall. So hopefully they can. Okay.
You almost got to talk to the crowd that's not watching you.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for coming out.
You know, because then your voice gets picked up by the mic because you're talking into the mic. See, when I turn to talk to you, it loses it a little bit, but then I'm like, back, see?
We'll just side-eye each other.
Yeah. I see you over there. So I got the first thing I got to ask you, and this is funny to me.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so it's the Brat Stops. We're turning, what is it going to be? 63? 62. We're turning 62
Yay.
on April 15th.
Happy
so
anniversary.
It's like literally, tomorrow or in 2 days, 3 days.
What's the date? Yeah, 3 days.
Yeah. So I bring you up in conversation a lot. Like I'll say, she wins Halloween, and they go, oh, I know who that is.
I get people, and what freaks me out a little bit is like they're like, aren't you the girl that was so-and-so or blah? I'm like, wait, do I look like that in real life? Because I don't know if you should recognize
one
me.
of your many Halloween costumes.
Right.
Well, so you know what? I don't even want to tell you where I'm going with this. So,
oh gosh, now I'm scared.
All right, but I can pose it as this must have happened in your childhood. So like, Elisa.
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 There you go.
Elisa. It is Elisa. Oh my God! I guess that wouldn't be it.
Elisa. Yep.
So
like, just saying the letter L and then Lisa.
Elisa.
Yep.
Elisa. So you must have had that mispronounced all the time growing up.
So honestly, from whenever since I can remember until maybe middle school, my parents called me Lisa. So I always thought my name was Lisa, and I found out in middle school my full name was Elisa. So
Elisa.
And actually that was after middle school. So high school is when I found that out. And my friends that I had from like elementary, middle school, they're like, "Why did you change your name?" I'm like, "No, that apparently was my full name."
So you just assumed your name was Lisa forever.
I never knew. I never knew. They always called me Lisa. So.
And it's Elisa.
Elisa.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, so I'm like, I don't know how to say her name, so I always go, it's the girl from Halloween. She wins the Halloween things. So talking about Halloween now, the Brat Stop Halloween party. Mm-hmm. Is that like the first time you came here? Was you saw the Halloween party or what?
I think 10 years. How many years ago was it now?
Was that your first time here?
Yeah. No, I had been here. My friends actually, oh no, that was even before that. So years and years ago. I know my friends had a show or two here. But I was here even before that, just when I was a kid.
So tell me about it. The first time you're here, what, your parents brought you here?
No. I think I came here with my friends. I don't know. It was a while ago.
So you came at like a more adult age?
Yeah.
Well, because, a lot of people say they came here with their parents, as kids. 62 years,
Right.
There's quite a few generations have come through the doors. So when I say I know, when I bring you up, I and it's the 62nd anniversary of the Brat Stop, which was started by my dad. So a way I described my dad to a lot of people was sort of a small town celebrity. Because he was. It was kind of like having a famous person as your parent, because everywhere we go, everyone wanted to say hi to him.
Sure.
Everyone knew who he was. Everyone would always come up to you and say, "Oh, I knew your dad," or "I know your dad." So I say that about you now. That people, I guess everyone knows who you are. They don't know your fucking name, but they know who you are.
It's Elisa.
Elisa.
No, you're saying it wrong. It's Elisa.
Elisa.
So
are you Hispanic descent?
Yeah, so I'm a few different things. So we've got my grandmother's from Spain, then I have Native American. I found out I'm 22% Scottish, and so Mexican, Native American, Spanish, and Scottish.
Sweet.
A little bit.
Do you think that would help you with your real estate agent,
Oh, yeah,
right?
for sure. I've actually been doing some of my own online tutoring, so I can, for business purposes, for Spanish.
I see you. I mean, I'm friends with you on Facebook. That's pretty much, that's the extent of our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Those relationships never feel very real. But I know you from Halloween, and to me, beyond Halloween being my favorite holiday.
Mine too.
Seeing you and seeing Megan, your competitor, your rival. I love.
I didn't know that we were rivals.
Well, it's for me. For me, you are.
I didn't know that at all.
See, I'm here all the time, so I remember all of your costumes together, and through the years, you both just have such great costumes. And
Yeah,
I remember her winning. I remember you winning. I remember yours where people did, finish second. Just to each other. You guys are both so good. So for me, it's always. I look at you at rivals. It's more for me. It's just it's the way the media creates the stories out of the sports, and the players are all
right.
look, we don't have no beef. We don't care. You guys are doing that. That's the media making these stories. Well, I'm the media, and I'm Elisa and Megan tonight at the Brat Stop battle for the costume best, and you guys always bring it. So
homemade costumes are the best.
The homemade costumes are the best, and you show your creativity and your fandom for things horror, except I think you told me you don't even like to watch horror movies.
I am so afraid of scary movies.
But what costumes have you done? What did you do last year?
Exorcist.
Okay,
but I'm going to be honest. I never would have done that so what I like to do is sometimes if I do scary movie costumes, I will watch the movie way beforehand to get into character and to like get all the. I like to get my costume down to the detail.
Right. You don't just go in costume. You live the character. You're acting. Yeah.
And I didn't watch that until just a couple days before the event here, and I freaked out. I was like, "This is disgusting." I'd never watched it before. I said if I would have watched this before, there's no way I would have ever been this character for Halloween.
And you came as the Jigsaw doll
the puppet,
on a little tricycle, and you brought your partner Dave.
Yeah,
and you make him part of your costumes a lot. I'm recalling now.
He acts like he doesn't like it, but he loves it.
Oh, he has to love it.
He loves it.
You had him as one of the torture victims from Saw, and then I'm remembering Beetlejuice.
Oh, that was
you
one of my
were on
favorites.
the couch. Was he Beetlejuice?
He was. He did a good job.
Yeah, he was Beetlejuice, and you were the couch girl cut in half. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm going to put pictures for this up on the YouTube channel and on the various sites. So you guys go on there, make sure to look at these because these are really works of art.
I do want to give a little shout out to a friend of mine who helps me with a lot of the makeup too, Paul Hepner with Hepner FX, special effects makeup artist. Amazing. He is so talented.
Is that his profession?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, he does that on the side. But
a side hobby?
He should do that for I tell him all the time, I'm like, you should be working for, like, the movies. He should be out there doing this professionally, like, as a full-time.
I want to do a haunted house in the basement.
I won't go.
You wouldn't go,
no.
But would you act in it?
No.
No?
Well,
would Paul do makeup for the people that were in
100%,
it?
100%, I'm sure he would.
So that's what I'm going to hit you up for then.
I mean, I might peek in the window.
There's no windows in a basement.
Oh, no, I won't go then.
It's okay if we have some dead time. I can just cut this out later.
Sorry. Let's see.
I'm thinking more about your costumes now. There was the leprechaun.
Oh, that was fun. That creeped a lot of people out.
And it was Leprechaun. It was Warwick Davis from the Leprechaun movies, like the creepy leprechaun.
And I made sure that I had all my chocolate gold because I like to use. I don't want to give too many of my.
Speak up. You don't want to give.
I don't.
You like to use props.
Yeah.
Yeah, props. Okay, that's not a secret.
It is.
Well, props.
No,
I mean,
because people see it.
No,
like the green Jello.
Oh man, the green Jello out of the Exorcist mouth, and you use it so well. But I can't remember. I'm trying to think of your other costumes. Oh, okay, I got one, and I never saw this movie.
Samara from The Ring.
Well, that one I was saving for last. First,
okay.
I want to do after that. You did the girl from
La Llorona.
La Llorona.
Yeah, that one was, and I don't think a lot of people knew who she was, but if they did. That was like on point 100%. I even had like the mannequin little kid with me.
I remember I hadn't seen the movie. So for me, maybe it didn't land as much too, the same way, like you're saying. But you were right. You were great. You were awesome. But I feel like as great as every costume has been, I will never forget the time you came as Samara from The Ring, like you said. When you came as Samara from The Ring, I remember being on stage, standing on like the drum riser, and whatever. There was probably 200 people, maybe 300 people. There was probably 300 people crowding the stage, but it felt like 1,000 people because everyone was so into your costume, and you crawled out of the well. You crawled up to the edge of the stage, and you reached out with the tape. You brought the tape and was like, ah! Oh my God. I was blown away.
I kind of creep, and I don't see when my friend helps me with the makeup, I don't typically see it until it's completely done most of the time. And it freaks me out when I see my own face.
I got to describe it because this is an audio medium, but you had the well on suspenders.
Mm-hmm. So there was underneath my...
a prop well.
Yeah.
On suspenders, and you could just drop it down, and you're 5 foot?
5'2.5".
5'2.5". So you're able to shrink down a little, shorter than some, and you could hide in the well. Mm-hmm. You could crawl over the well.
I could.
What the hell was the well made out of?
It was a foam board.
Oh my God!
And there was a wire on the bottom so that it didn't break, but it actually held pretty well. And the TV, I'm not sure if you saw. Yeah. There was a TV that was part of the It was a prop. But
Right. Going back to the Samara costume, the props, or your costume, you're describing it.
Yeah.
You had the TV as well. I do remember the TV.
The TV, you just pressed the button, and it worked, too. It was so crazy. It got really staticky, but then after the static, there was like a person that looked just like Samara and like did that weird, crazy, creepy crawl towards the
I don't
screen.
even know if I remember that. I just remember that it was a static TV, which to
So
me alone
creepy.
on its own right there, I was like, what the fuck? That's another amazing prop.
Right?
That's an all-time
That was a fun
costume.
one.
All-time costume. And do you ever... I the purist in you probably can't, but do you ever feel like, I'm going to do that one again? It's been 10 years, or...
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I might take a little break this year.
As in, you're not coming to compete? You're not going to... You're a 2-time defending champion.
Well,
That is like... You can't do that.
This is the thing. I've always wanted to go to Salem. I wanted to go to actually like go there for Halloween, and
Salem, North Carolina, Massachusetts. What do you mean?
Yeah, not North Carolina.
What state is it? You don't even.
Isn't it New Hampshire?
You don't know what state either.
Let's
You
see,
want to
let's
go
see.
there? You don't even know where the fuck you're
yeah,
going.
it is Salem, New.
It is New Hampshire. Okay, well I don't know.
You're confusing me now. I'm like, shoot, isn't it? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I don't want to go to Salem.
I don't know my geography very well. Okay, I don't know the East Coast. There's a lot going on over there.
Okay,
Can't some of those states just come together and make one state?
No,
I don't know.
I wish. But yeah, because typically by now I would have already. I usually plan my costume. I already have an idea. I have a set what I'm going to be. Literally the day after Halloween, the year prior. This year, I'm like, oh my God, I have no idea. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe this will be the year that I go to Salem. And just...
Okay. I know I gave you 2 ideas.
You did.
I suggested 2 movies for you to watch. I'm not going to
did.
say them in case you decide.
I might change my
you
mind.
decide to do them because I don't know if you saw them.
One of them, I'm like, oh, I could totally do that.
Which one was it?
I can't tell you.
Oh yeah. Well,
I
you hang
can't
on. Here, I'm going to mute. Oh my God! Yes, you would kill that. That would be so good. Let's see. What else? So again, part of being this little small town celebrity, I feel like you don't even know. You're
No,
like,
I don't know.
yeah, it's like you're famous. You pop up on my Facebook, and I'm not friends with you. You're like a celebrity to me, you know.
Stop.
You are, but so
Aw.
it's always like photos of you in your fancy schmancy dress, like blues or suit jacket. I don't know what you're wearing,
probably my clothing.
but it's for your realtor thing. Which do you want to talk about that at all? I mean, do you want to promote yourself? I mean, you're great, right? It seems like it.
I love it.
Thanks, Rodney.
Absolutely love my job. I should have been doing this years ago, but I'm so glad I'm doing it now.
And so it's real estate agent.
Yep, real estate agent.
It seems like, and I've not attempted or looked into it at all, so I know nothing. But it feels like to me that's something I feel like I hear a lot of people say they want to do. Like it seems like anyone thinks they can do it.
It's tough. It can be tough, but you know what? It's worth it to me because I'm the type of person I am. I love. I've always loved like helping people, and it actually really does. I know people say that, but it truly does bring me like joy seeing other people happy and knowing that I'm able to help them, you know, with finding homes or selling their homes or, you know, some of these, especially first-time home buyers, it's like this is the best day, one of the best days of their lives. Like that's a huge purchase. And being there when they finally choose the home, that they you know, they look at each other because sometimes you're husband and wife walking through, you know, several homes and one wants this, one wants the other, but I can just feel it as soon as they look at each other. I'm like, this is the one.
Do you watch any of the TV shows?
Sometimes.
Countless?
I don't really watch a lot of TV, but once in a while I will.
Don't watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of TV.
I'm just so busy.
It didn't feel like you were saying it like TV's the devil or TV's bad.
Oh no, I wish at night when I can't sleep, and then of course I'm up till 3 in the morning because I get hooked on
binging whatever it is. So I guess I was asking just because I wanted you to compare it to that. So would you say that the TV shows, but you don't really watch them, but maybe you can still give perspective? Would you say the TV shows are accurate representations of like what it's really like? I mean, just these like they see you, like you said, one couple wants this, one couple wants that.
Yeah,
Do you see a lot of like bickering, or is it a lot of whatever the woman wants?
No, it's both. I've seen both, and I try to make it as the least stressful because it's a lot for people sometimes, you know. So I try to take on as much as I can for them, so that it's just an easy decision for them and process for them too.
Do you have a tip? Like, is there 2 or 3 hot tips or quick tips that you'd have for anyone trying to buy a home or picking a real estate agent?
Well,
pick
sure.
Me.
What I would highly recommend. Interview your realtor. You know, reach out to them, meet with them, talk to them over the phone. Make sure they're a good fit for you, because you want to make sure that you're with somebody who has your best interest at heart and who you can fully trust with helping you along this journey. Because it's like I said, it's one of the biggest purchases you'll make in your life, and you want to make sure that you have someone on your side who's going to be there along the way and make sure that they're putting you first in your decisions and your just being there for you.
Interesting. I have yet to buy a home. I am in the process of maybe buying the other half of a home.
Well, I know a really good realtor that could help you with that.
Maybe. Are you the way the licensing works? Are you licensed for just a county or a state?
No, Wisconsin. So my office is in Racine, but I do a lot in Kenosha, Racine, Milwaukee, out in the county too. So my office is actually Coldwell Banker Realty in Racine.
And if someone wanted to like hire you or reach out to you, how would they do that?
Well, they can reach out to me by phone, which is 262-393-8632, or at email. The cute email is Elisa, Elisa, Rocha, at yourlocal-homegirl.com.
Perfect. And now you can make sure to tell people to listen. You'll be like, hey, you can listen. I went on a podcast. And then when they listen, you know, it's like you advertised yourself without advertising yourself.
True.
You tell them about the podcast.
Yeah.
And then you, in turn, tell them your own private business stuff, because without being the one to do it, it's like works better that way.
Right,
you know?
right.
If I come up to you and I'm like, hey, listen to my show, man. Come on. They're like, Jesus, dude. Get away from me.
No.
But if I tell my friend to do it to you, you're like, hey, have you heard this guy's podcast?
Right.
He is the best. Then people listen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree.
What are you drinking there?
Water.
Water?
No. It's a neutral.
A neutral.
Actually, this is the first time I've had this one. It's a raspberry lemonade. Refreshing for this 80-plus degree day that we finally get in Kenosha.
I offered you a carbless, but you're not a fan. Too sweet.
So sweet.
Too sweet for you.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sweet enough.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
to each their own, you know. We're going to give you both sides of the coin here. You know, I had the creator or founder of Carbless on the podcast.
I mean, Carbless is so good. I love it. My favorite.
What do you drink when you're having drinks?
Actually.
Margaritas?
No, I like...
Beers?
I do. So once in a great while, I love my craft beers. I love... the hoppier, the better for me. I don't know. I just love hoppy beers. But that's only once in a great while that I'll drink those. Because I try to... It's not good for the waistline.
You're a regular gym goer?
Yeah, 5 days a week.
5 days a week. Does that go back to, like, your childhood? Were you an athlete or something?
I wasn't cheerleading for like 7 years, but no, I just, after I had my daughter, I was really skinny. Like, almost.
After?
Yeah. Well, before I had her, I was pretty skinny too. But after I had her, I was like skinnier. It was weird. So I just, I said, I don't want to be skinny. I want to have muscle too. And the thing that drives me crazy is when people tell me, I hear this all the time. They're like, "Oh, you're so lucky because you're skinny." That's not what I'm going for. I want I want to be like physically fit, not skinny. Honestly, even if I had 10 more pounds, but I felt good and was like physically fit.
I hear you, but you hear what they're saying too. Like just especially the
but
problem with
lucky.
Obesity in America.
Right.
You know?
The thing is, I'm not lucky because I work very, very
sure.
hard
No, you put in the...
Like, I'm probably there like... I'm more than I should. It's probably more than I should be every day. But I work out with one of my trainers too, so he's really good. So once we get going, it's hard to get us to stop until I'm about to pass out.
Well, no, I think I wish I spent more time in the gym and less time watching TV. That's for sure.
Yeah, I have to do that first thing in the morning, or I won't go.
Yeah, and then it gives you the energy for the day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is how you're able to do as much as you do. I know. I mean, you talk about being busy. I know you.
Oh, gosh.
So I said the real estate thing. You must. What other things do you have going on?
Well, I travel. I love traveling as much as I can.
You just to travel?
Oh yeah, I travel on my own a lot too. I actually travel most of the time. I travel on my own.
Then I just saw a picture of you with. Who's that comedian you were standing by?
Oh, was it on Facebook?
Yeah, it was on Facebook. It was, the bald guy. He has a few Netflix specials.
Oh, no, that's my friend. You mean John? My friend John?
That wasn't the comedian from... Man, I swore that was a comedian.
Oh, I can't wait to tell him this.
You even said that you were
Which
backstage
one?
with a show. That I got. Bring it up your Facebook.
Well, yeah, but that was at Shinedown.
That photo. He looks like... shit, he looks like the guy who, like...
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to tell him to listen to this. He's going to love it. He has a podcast, too.
Dirty... Bald comedian. I'll just Google bald comedians.
Google.
If I type dirty in there, who knows what I have. I don't even know if he's dirty. He just farts. There's like... I think he has
my God.
On his podcast with his
that
wife,
sounds like John.
they fart. On his podcast with his wife, I think they fart.
Get out. No.
Tom Segura.
Oh,
Here's a picture of Tom Segura.
Look
at that. Look at that shit. And then look at your picture. It's fucking your I thought you were backstage with Tom Segura. I'm like, this girl's so famous. She's just casually standing there with Tom Segura. Okay. And I forget what your comment was, but it read like, just hanging out with my friend. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's like I would say like more like a brother to me. We have a really... The two
Tom
of us,
Segura and you are brothers?
No, John, my friend John. Whenever we get together, whenever I see him, it's like instant, like roasting each other. Instant. You have to have tough skin to be around
It's nice
him.
to have someone like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's
all in good fun, though.
Well, and because you can't really say much to anyone anymore.
I know.
So those friendships are almost more cherished.
It's refreshing to be able to do that.
Yeah. We talked about Halloween.
Tom Segura.
He looks like Tom Segura.
Oh, man, I can't wait to tell him.
And I swear Tom Segura farts in a podcast or has a fart podcast. So I really hope that's true. I'm going to look that up. Might have to edit this out. No. So Halloween, we talked about real estate. We talked about music, concerts.
Yeah.
You love the concerts.
I love them.
As you can see, you're sitting on stage right now. You can see we got brand new stage lights coming in.
Love it.
How exciting is that? Do you see the amount of old stuff gone?
That's awesome, though. Those lights look pretty good, too.
You know, it was a fairly good investment, I think, though. I think about those other ones. Those are from the 80s, and some are from the 70s.
Oh, wow.
So
they work pretty well.
So, yeah, we got 40 or 50 years out of them. So if you're going to spend a couple dollars on some stage lighting, you're gonna get years out of them.
Yeah.
You think about it that way, it's really a drop in the bucket.
For sure. Those will last a good while, too, then.
Do you have any concerts you're looking forward to going to this summer?
Oh, okay.
What's the one you're most looking forward to?
Actually, my friends are playing in a couple weeks. I'll be there in Milwaukee.
Which friends?
Oh, no, that person fell.
Oh, fuck.
I think she's okay.
Oh, man.
Should we stop?
All right, so someone just fell in the restaurant. We're going to take a break in the podcast. Everyone's okay. Everyone's all right. Brat Stop staff was there to accommodate. You can't have enough signs up, it seems like.
There's a huge...
I know there is. People fall, though. They fall all the time. It's like you can't have stairs in your establishment or you're at risk.
Seriously.
Oh, my gosh.
I think I've fallen there, too.
Sorry, it's our fault.
It's your fault.
It's our fault. You were talking about your friends playing in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see them again. Well, I just saw them a couple weeks ago, but I try to see them as much as I can when they're in the area too. So they're playing at the I think the Eagles Ballroom, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
You're funny. You're just saying your friends. Is that the name of the band?
Oh, Shinedown.
Jesus. Your friends. So you're friends with them?
Yeah, they're 20 years now.
That's awesome. I mean, I know they played here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. When I said my friends, I didn't want to give their name, but now you're asking me specifics. So.
Oh, well, why not?
I don't know. I just don't want to say their names. My friends.
So instead you played it super casual. My friends. I don't think you're doing anything inappropriate or outside the.
They're good people too.
The line. Yeah. That was one of the best shows we ever had in terms of sellout number, like in advance, the crowd, the show itself. Mm-hmm. That was really cool.
It was a great show. I was here for that one. That was an amazing show. I think it was 2006.
Yeah, it was the Sound of Madness album around about that time. That was really cool. And so you were here for that?
Mm-hmm. It's just been awesome to see how much they've grown over the past 20 years. It's just...
Do you got any good stories about Shinedown?
Well, yeah. They definitely remember the Brat Stop.
They remember the Brat Stop. They played everywhere. Why would they remember the Brat Stop?
Well, because apparently they think that everyone talks like Elisa Rocha from Kenosha, don't you know? That's what they say every time they see me. And they're like, oh, we'll see you back at the Brat Stop every time they see me.
That's what they think we all sound like?
Yeah, but they remember this place.
Because, that's cool. Because of you or because of the accents?
No, I think just...
Because it's the world-famous Brat Stop?
Well, yeah, and I think they're so used to, like, making fun of what they say that I have an accent.
Well, where are they from?
From all over. So what do we got? Jacksonville, Memphis. Is it South Carolina or North Carolina? South Carolina?
New Hampshire.
No, not New Hampshire. That's the Salem.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Yeah, so.
No, okay, cool.
But they definitely like to literally every time I see them.
Well, it's hard it's hard for us to get national acts in here anymore. They all are partnered, not them, but their agencies and labels with Live Nation, and they are partnered through certain venues, and it's really hard to get in on that live act chain, but.
Hopefully for more of one of their intimate
shows. No, that's something I'd always love to do, just an acoustic set or something, that'd be really cool. So maybe you tell them that we talked about them and they listen and they get in touch.
They have the Smith & Myers as their acoustic, so guitar player and the singer, Brent Smith and Zach Myers, they do an acoustic shows too.
I told you TV, movies and stuff, so music's kind of my bottom barrel. Okay. I don't follow it as much. I just know that the Sound of Madness album, and so have they grown? They've different styles. How many albums? You don't have to get all the details, but
so I think they have 7 albums now. And they their single, "Dead Don't Die." It's a really good song. It's on their Planet Zero album that they just released.
Is that the album that just came out?
Yeah, Planet Zero. But it's their number 1 rock single.
Dead Don't Die by Shinedown.
Yeah.
Out now.
Out now.
Give it a listen. I'm going to give it a listen. And that's kind of all it takes is someone to tell you to try something out.
Yeah.
So I assume I got like 30 people that follow this podcast right now, and all of you better give it a little play.
Well, and that's how it works. There have been so many different bands or musicians that people are like, oh, check them out, and I'm like, holy cow, why have I never heard of them before?
And I'm sorry to interject, but I'm thinking about it differently with Shinedown. The way you don't think about that necessarily to me, Shinedown's famous.
Yeah.
But you still got to, here I am. I don't listen to their new stuff.
Check them out.
It took you to tell me again to listen to them. Even a big band you got to remind people, hey, do you know that they're still coming out with stuff?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you saying that because I need some music suggestions. When I was a kid, my favorite band was Incubus. And Incubus, I felt like really grew between albums. If you go from the beginning, it's super hard, psychedelic funk, and then by the end they're playing kind of this groovy, ethereal, floating down a river music. I don't know. They've changed a lot.
But I like country too. So I like rock, country. Those are my two.
You like to travel. What's your favorite place to travel?
I should live in Nashville.
I like Tennessee a lot, too.
I just love Tennessee. Not necessarily Nashville, right smack dab in the middle of everything. The outskirts. One of my favorite places I just was introduced to not too long ago is Leaper's Fork. And it's just a small town outside of Nashville and, Franklin, Tennessee, too. So I go to Galena, Illinois a lot.
Okay.
And it's become a second, my little home away from home. And Franklin, Tennessee actually reminds me a lot of Galena. So it kind of I fell in love with it right away, and then I was introduced to Leaper's Fork, and it's just amazing. I love it.
I was in Galena once. We took an RV, a big 26-foot whatever RV camper, and I remember my mom went up this hill, and
there's a lot of them there.
Well, yeah, it was a real steep hill, and then there was nowhere to turn around or go, so she had to backwards down a street hill. That's what all I remember from it.
Those streets are crazy.
I remember the look of Galena. It was a nice place. So you're giving me a taste of Franklin. I like Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. To me, Gatlinburg reminds me of an adult Wisconsin Dells.
Gatlinburg, I prefer Gatlinburg over Pigeon Forge, but I do like the because of the Smoky Mountains. But
the views are incredible.
Oh my goodness, there's nothing like those views. But for me, I'm more into the music. I mean, I can literally walk up and down just Broadway.
You're talking about Nashville?
Yeah, and listen to music. Not even stop. I mean, I do stop in the places, but I don't even have to. You can just walk up and down and just listen to all the amazing, musicians and bands. And but Gatlinburg. I would prefer that over Pigeon Forge.
So Tennessee's number one.
Tennessee.
What's number two?
I like, Mexico.
Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have family there?
I do. Maybe. I don't know. If I do, I'm not sure who they are.
No one that you visit.
Right. No, I just for vacation. Just for vacation. Actually, my friend and I, we might be planning a little trip there for my birthday. So we've been there a couple times before together.
Cool. All right, Elisa.
Yeah, perfect. You
Elisa.
did it, Elisa.
Elisa. Here's where I like to get some recommendations and then a story about the Brat Stop. So do you have a favorite song right now, a favorite TV show? You said you don't watch TV. A favorite band, a favorite podcast? Do you listen to podcasts?
Actually, I was just telling my friend John, he has a podcast also. The one that you said was the comedian.
That looks like Tom Segura. That is Tom Segura.
Yeah.
Can I get Tom Segura on my podcast?
Yeah, probably. It's a Spear Talk. It's a security podcast.
Smear Talk.
Spear Talk.
Spear Talk.
Yeah.
And it's security podcast?
Yeah, but they cover everything.
Like security guards?
No. Well, I mean, he's their security. So actually he's shined out. He does security for some of the other bands too.
Oh.
But he covers a lot. It's not just security. That's just...
Well...
I mean, literally everything.
Well, Tom, if you're listening, I know Elisa's going to tell you to listen because she's talking about you. Tom, I want you to come on. We can talk about your fart podcast and your security podcast.
Oh, you will love him. He is.
I'm calling him Tom,
riot.
but it's John, right? John,
yeah.
Tom Segura. You look like Tom Segura in that photo. I know you're going to listen to this. If you're going to look at that photo, you look like Tom Segura.
I got to show you. He's going to kick my butt for this, but I've got to show you a picture, and you're going to freaking...
You can show me after.
Okay.
I mean, again, no one else can look at the photo. You're about to show me.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Show me after.
Okay.
So you recommended a podcast. You said you don't watch TV. I didn't ask you about movies. I love movies, personally. Oh, yeah. That's Tom Segura. That's Tom Segura. I swear you're friends with Tom Segura. You're a small-town celebrity. You know all the famous people. You got all the connections.
No.
You okay, so you gave me the podcast suggestion. Do you have... I love movies. I didn't bring any up with you, but do you have a movie you like? Is there a...
No, I should probably watch more movies.
Well, and then I thought we could talk horror movies, but you don't even like them really.
Don't tell me about that stuff.
But all of your costumes are such great horror references, so I just assume you watch the horror movies.
What movies do I like?
What was your what's the last movie you saw in the theater?
Oh, you know what I really... Oh, the worst. Scream.
The new Scream?
A waste of my life.
You didn't like the new Scream?
I actually hated it, and I don't use that word very often. It was boring. I actually fell asleep 3 times.
You didn't like... I like the new Scream.
Oh, come on. We can't do this anymore. We're done.
Because I like the new... I like all the movies, though, okay? I guess what I said is I thought it was better than some of the other Screams.
No, what?
You think that's the worst of all the Screams?
I'm going to be honest. The absolute worst. The first one was my favorite.
I really liked... Okay, yeah, the first one's my favorite, too. But I really liked the visceralness. The violence was a little bit, like, loud and over the top. Ugh. Like, there's a scene where someone falls from a building.
I knew who it was from the very... Like 10 minutes after maybe 20 minutes after the movie started.
Well, you're just so much smarter than everyone else watching Scream 6.
I need a challenging Scream.
I figured it out already.
Well, no, it was just I don't know. I didn't really get into it. It was very boring and.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm talking about your Scream.
No, that's perfect. I love it. Dissenting opinions. Did you have another movie that you liked? Or are we going to move on to the last part of the podcast?
I'm trying to think. What was the last movie that I saw in a theater?
You should watch Jojo Rabbit.
What is that?
It's like a World War II satire.
Okay.
It's about a young boy in World War II Germany, and his best friend is his imaginary friend Hitler.
Oh,
and,
I don't know.
And it's a comedy. That's also, it'll make you cry and make you laugh, and it's one of the best movies I've ever seen recently.
Let me put that in my phone. Jojo Hitler?
Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Hitler. Oh my God. No, Jojo Rabbit, and it's cut that. You said the word Hitler. It's just a word.
I know, but
Jojo Hitler. Oh my goodness. So it's really good. It actually won the Oscar for best screenwriting.
Oh.
So it's a.
Okay, look, what I just did, I wrote Jojo Hitler still. What was the name?
Oh, my God. Jojo Rabbit. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
I need a broad after this.
We talked podcasts. We talked movies. We talked music. The last thing I want to ask you before, Elisa, you head off into the Kenosha sunset. What you got, like a brat stop story? What's your favorite brat stop story? Please don't tell me your worst brat stop story.
Because that's the first thing that popped up.
Well, you got something that sucked?
No, it's actually not good. I won't even talk about it.
Okay.
I don't know. Honestly, I do love it here. I've been coming here for years since I was in my 20s. But I really do think the best time I had here was seeing my friends perform on stage. It was just awesome.
The band we referenced, or the other one?
No,
Saliva's played here too.
Oh, they sure did. Don't tell them I said that.
Don't tell them to listen to the podcast, or please do. But
actually, both of them.
You're friends with all the bands.
I think they were here with Hailstorm that time.
They were.
Yep, I remember. Okay, seeing both of them. All right, seeing both both.
That Shinedown show really was incredible.
It was
though.
amazing. It's just so cool to watch all the whole crowd get crazy.
And it was like uniform lines of people just everywhere, filled to the brim.
God, I can't believe that. What 17? What was that? 20 or how many? 16?
2006
20?
or so, 17 years ago.
Holy cow! I feel so old now.
Well, now we aged ourselves.
I sure did.
I avoided doing it. I was a gentleman the whole time.
So I was like 4 back then.
Perfect. You were 4.
I was actually walking
So
around in my
you
little
just
walker.
turned 21.
Right. So crazy.
Yeah,
21.
you've done a lot in your 21 years. Are you a singer? You like
I
karaoke?
love singing, but
You're
no, I don't do it professionally.
No, never.
Just karaoke.
Yeah, cool.
I love singing though.
No,
I taught myself how to play the guitar during COVID too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you're just okay. Everybody, the multi-talented Elisa.
Well, my dad was a musician. He literally played every instrument you can think of. He was
And your dad passed away recently, I think, right?
Yeah, my dad passed away in 2017.
My dad passed away in 2019.
I remember that.
I'm
so sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry for your loss too.
You understand that pain.
I do, and I feel like our parents mold us a lot. You know?
Oh yeah. It's after he passed away because I was kind of stuck and like in my job. I'm like, this can't be what I'm doing the rest of my life. So I like to travel before, but I'm like, we have this one life to live, and we never know when our last day is going to be. So I'm going to make the most of my life every single day, and that's what I do. And I always have him in the back of my mother, back of my head, I'm back of my mind. It's like, because I know my dad would want me to do this stuff that I'm doing.
That was a very sweet message, I think, for everybody.
Yeah.
Elisa, thank you. I know I had to twist your arm to come and do this, but I feel like your friends and family would say, what? Why?
They do. They're like, you talk all the time. Because I love karaoke, so I'm like, yeah, let's go up there and sing. And they're like, you can do that, but you just can't. And I talk to like random people, strangers all the time. So I don't know. I was nervous.
Yeah, I think the real estate thing, is part of it is social,
Right.
being social with people.
You have to be.
You have to be. It's work.
You
It's
definitely
work
have
to. You like doing it. I think I can tell you like.
Love it.
You like interacting and talking to new people. Some people don't like doing that. But that also, you apply that to your work and your profession, and it comes through. It's probably why you're so good at it.
I've met some amazing people just like by basically randomly talking to people. Some people that I'm friends with for like the rest of my life. Actually, that I've met that way.
Kind of like me.
Right.
We're friends, right?
Oh, for
more
sure.
than Facebook friends.
Yeah. Well, I said my friend Nick, so it kind of hurt my feelings. You're like, well, we're on Facebook. Okay, just kidding.
I hurt
He's
your
not
feelings before. Oh man,
I'm just kidding.
You know what I meant by Facebook. These connections. Even I have friends that I know I spent so much time with at a younger age.
Yeah.
But now we're just Facebook friends. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get that.
And it's just they live across the country, or you just don't see them. Life gets busy, as you know.
Yeah. And sometimes I think about deactivating my account.
But you need it for
I need it for work.
You need it for work.
And I also need it because I have so much family that lives. I have a lot of family in Texas, all over, and that's really how I keep connected with them.
And
I
that's
see
what
their
it's for.
kids grow up, and so I can't get rid of it. Dang it!
Well, I don't judge you,
I know.
and you shouldn't feel bad about yourself.
Oh no!
I do think that social media is kind of a problem. I talked about it in a previous podcast with somebody, but the for work thing, you can't get away from it.
Right.
The world is getting bigger and bigger. There's more and more people in it, and to keep up with everything, you need to have those connections.
Right.
And the easiest way to maintain those, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever your choice is.
I'm not very Instagram savvy. I just started that I don't know, a year and a half ago or so. So.
And I don't want to age you or myself, but I think we're the Facebook generation.
Yeah.
It was just a little before. All these other ones came a little bit after.
I don't know how to do it. And I can't, because sometimes it's just
do you do TikTok?
No, I tried one time, and I think my phone started overheating. I don't even know what I did.
China got you.
That's what I thought. I don't know. I try to like make little videos on there, and I'm like, all right, this is
And then
so
you're like,
stupid.
why am I doing
right,
this?
and then I feel dumb.
I'm going to
And my
share it, and then you
daughter-
got to share it on your Facebook.
Oh, my daughter, she's like, really? You know how old you are? She will.
Does she
if
have a
anyone
TikTok?
brings me back down to my level, it's her. Oh yeah, she has a TikTok. She does all the social media, but this like my little. I'll walk out in like a pair of jeans and a little cute top. She's like, "Don't you think you're a little old to be wearing that?" I'm like, "Oh God, no! Now I do. I didn't before I ran into you."
Man, she just giving you a hard time, I think.
I don't know. Kids do that to you.
But do
You
you...
have your little one too.
I got my little one. She's adorable. She can't tell me anything about how I dress
just
yet.
wait.
But I was thinking about how when she gets a little older here, she's going to be like, oh, Dad. Oh, God, Dad, what? You got to wear that? Oh, Dad, put a hat on.
She will.
She's going to say, oh, put a hat on, Dad. Your hair looks terrible. Oh, Dad.
But they're great. I wouldn't change a thing.
Mom, Dad's wearing the same sweatpants again. Like, I just know it. It's going to happen, and I can't wait.
You can wait because my daughter is 20. She'll be 23 this year.
Oh,
and
touche.
it has gone by so fast. It goes by so fast. So take in every moment.
I am. Elisa, thank you for hopping on.
For sure. Thank you for having me.
Your arm's okay? Twisting it to get you up here. Yes.
I mean, it's a little sore still, but I'm sure I'll be okay.
I'm not talking about the 30 reps you did earlier or whatever.
Stop.
If you enjoyed listening to the podcast, I hope you hit subscribe or hit follow. There's also a support button there. You can tip your podcast host 99 cents a month. I mean, it's really just a drop in the bucket. I really appreciate it. Keeps the lights on in this place. Not really. But it does show that you guys care and that you're enjoying the content we're putting out. If you are looking for a home in the Kenosha area, Elisa is your real estate agent to go to. She gave you the email. I'm going to put the info in the bottom of the podcast. Elisa, you're a real pleasure.
Thank you. I enjoyed being on here.
I know that you love being social, and I'm sure everyone loves interacting with you. But I just love, for me, number one, it's your enthusiasm for Halloween. And you telling me you're not going to be there, I'm already a little sad.
Oh my gosh, I probably should change my plans.
But no, you got to do that Salem thing. That sounds really cool, and it sounds like something you should do or want to do. So I respect that.
Though. I might still dress up there.
Yeah,
And
no,
use
you've
one of
got
my
to dress
old
up there.
costumes,
Do
though.
that. That's what made you think of it, maybe.
Yeah, that's what
Elisa, thank you for walking in the bar.
for sure. Thank you.
All right, catch you next time, guys. Cheers.